Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. My name is Michelle and we are going to be doing another black canvas painting. But first, I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. And thank you for supporting me over the last year and a half. I really, really appreciate it. I know I've been MIA a lot this month, but the holidays are getting done. I'm going to get back on track. I promise. My arm is still somewhat broken. I'm trying to let this completely heal before I go back into resin, just to like make sure that everything is out of my system and all that good stuff. So in the meantime, we'll be doing some paintings, and I am thinking about a PowerTex. I know I've said that before, but I am thinking about a PowerTex video too coming up. So stay tuned for that. And so what I've done is I had painted my canvas already with black gesso. Then I put a thin layer of the liquid clear on, and then I just coated this with the Indian yellow, which is a transparent color. I know it looks green on the canvas now, but when we go into the white, it's going to become yellow. So I'm going to flip you down on the painting and we are going to get started, guys. All right. Let me see. I'm just wiping the yellow out of my brush. I think I'm going to actually clean this brush. Just, there's not a lot of paint in it, but just to get the bulk of it out. All right. And I'm just going to wipe this out. So we will start, we'll have a clean brush to start. So I'm going to start with a 1-inch brush, and I'm just going to go into some white. So I'm just going to get the white on my brush, and we're going to see if we can get a sky going in here. Let's see. So this is where I want my brightest area. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm just going to just scumble this around. Now I don't want to go back into that light spot, so I'm just going to kind of get something going up here in the sky. And I don't want to fill all of the dark spots. I want to leave some. And then I'm going to come down here and we're just going to get some color kind of going in this area. All right. I'm going to clean this brush. And I got to pick up my paper towel I dropped. Ooh. All right. I'm going to switch to my, no, actually I'm going to go back into the white, just because I want this area to be a little bit brighter. I'm going to wipe that off, just pick up some more white. All right. So let's see what we can get with what we've got on the canvas. Now I don't want to go back over that light spot, so I'm going to stay away from that. for right now anyways. And the more you push and blend, you know, on this, the more it's going to blend out. And I already screwed up what I wanted to do, but we can fix it. So I'm gonna pull this all down, and then we'll go across just to kind of give us a little bit of movement in here. And we're going to be putting more over it, so, and then I'll just wipe this off. And maybe I'll switch to a fan brush. All right, so we're just going to get some more white in here. And then I need more paint. And then we'll just kind of giving some illusions that there could be some clouds up in here. And let's see. Now, I haven't done one of these in a long time, and I don't believe I've done one quite as dramatic. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of blend these out a little bit before we kind of go back in with the bigger brush. And then we're gonna just kind of blend this all around. Wow, that's quite the powerful sky. Just take that extra and put that down in there. I'm just gonna wipe the bulk of my, and then we're gonna kind of just blend that in a little bit. Wow. All right. So I'm just going to take this and very lightly kind of blend these out a little bit. And then we're just going to kind of what it's called hypnotizing your canvas. That. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more white, kind of in this area here. And I'm going to need more white on my canvas. Not on my canvas, on my palette. And let's just because if our sky up there is that bright, then we're going to have a little bit more brightness down in here. And I'm going to put some trees, so I definitely want it to be some lighter areas here. All right. Run this down. Just wiping in between. And I'll okay. Okay. I'm gonna wipe this brush. Just get the bulk of the white out of here. And I'm gonna pick up, because that is yellow and white, I'm gonna go right into the black. I don't know if this is going to do the effect that I want or not. So I'm going to do it on the side first. Just to yeah, okay, that's gonna look okay. All right, so I'm gonna keep going with the black. And I'll probably go over this with some green. I was hoping that we were going to get more of a green effect, but because I added more white, we're not quite getting that green effect. But it looks really pretty, so I'm let's make a little bit bigger one over here. All right, and then I just want some sort of little shadowies down in here. So like this tree is taller, I'm trying to bring this down a little bit more. All right, and take a different brush. I'm just gonna pull that down a little bit more. All right, I'm just kind of blending that in a little bit. So I'm just gonna clean this and, oh, actually I didn't need to clean it, but I did. Let me see, I'm gonna go in with some sap green and some cadmium yellow. And we're just gonna make kind of like a medium green. And let me just kind of and I'm just using the corner of my brush. Just trying to get some of that little green down in here too. All right. Now I'm going to pick up more yellow. I'm just going to brighten that up just a smidge. And just try to get a few of these a little bit brighter, right by that really bright area. Okay. And let me just smooth that bottom out just a bit. And we're going to put a little bit of this down in the bottom. Just so it has like all of the same kind of colors that's up at the top. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go into the Indian yellow and the green so we can get a different shade of green. And let me just kind of going to put like a little bit of grassy area down in here. So I've done one similar to this, but it was more of like a nighttime silhouette type of painting, whereas this is more daytime, more vibrant. All right, so let me get some brown. Since I turned it into a daytime one, now I got to add some different colors. And, oh, sorry guys. And that's the beauty of painting. You can sit down at the easel and say, I'm going to paint this, and then something totally different falls off your brushes. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Van Dyke Brown and black. And we're just going to kind of give like a little bit of a landmass underneath this grass here. And then we'll go back in and highlight it. Because, you know, we need something for this grass to be kind of sitting on, right? Because it doesn't just float in midair. Now I'll just take a little bit of the white and mix it in with that brown and leave it marbled. And I've just got a little bit of a roll of paint, and we're just gonna just graze over that brown that I put. And if you want it to be like a bank, and just kind of roll them down. All right, so let's see, what do I want to do? All right, let's take some black, some green, and some brown, and we're just going to make a really dark color. And I'm going to take a clean 1-inch brush, and I'm just going to put you down so you can see what I'm doing here. Oh. So I'm putting my brush through in one direction. So all the paint builds up on this side, and this is the side I'm going to go up to the canvas with. And we are, let's see. And let's see, I'm gonna bring this down right around there. But I want this all dark. And I'm gonna pick up my other brush, and we are gonna go into the yellow, and I'm gonna do it the same way. And I'm gonna pick up both of the yellows, the Indian yellow and the cadmium yellow. And just gonna give that some color like that. And I had slid my brush there, so I had to go back in and fix that. You don't want to slide your brush. You just want to get the paint to stick to it. All right. And then I'm going to just pull like a little bit of a landmass down here. All right, and let's see. What do I want to do now? I'm gonna put one on the other side, but I'm gonna bring it down lower and lower down in here. Because right now we have got this is one plane, this is one plane, this is one plane. So there's 3. Now we've got 4. We're going to put in a 5th one to set this even back further. So I'm just going to mix up some more of that black, brown, and green. Just mixing that right on the palette. I'm going to go back in with my brush that we did this tree with, and I'm going to load this one up. Again, pull in one direction and then flip your brush over. And You know, and just kind of think of the shape that you want your tree to be. And let's see, we're going to come down more. And we'll just put a little something there. And then we'll just kind of pull this bottom out a little bit. So now we have two different planes on that. So I'm going to go back in to the sap green and the yellow, the cadmium yellow. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just running it through so I have a bunch here. And then we'll just kind of and you need that dark in order for this lighter green to show. And then we'll just kind of turn that into a bush. All right. I'm going to take a liner brush and I'm going to go into my paint thinner. And I'm going to take that dark color that we made and I'm going to run my brush through it. And we're going to put a few like little somethings. And we might as well put a something over there. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so we'll go back into the, and this time I'm going to add a little bit of white and some Indian yellow. So we get kind of a different, and then we're just going to, because, you know, these would be definitely have a lot more highlight because the sky is so vibrant. But I'm strategically trying to place like the brighter areas. And then I'm just going to go back through, pick up some white, some more Indian yellow. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to add just a few little somethings down in here. All right. And let me just actually pull some of this down. This corner would definitely be darker because of that tree. Just put a little bit more dark in there. And let's just kind of give the illusion of these sticks that are, you know, on the top. All right, so let's pull this down. And then we're gonna just kind of make that a water. And we're gonna take our brown mixture. First, I gotta get some more of the dark brown. I used it all when I made my tree color. And I'm just using the Winsor Newton oils, and I usually the Gamblin 1980 is my other favorite. So those are the two that I generally use. All right, so we're gonna just kind of get a little bit of land going here. All right, and then I'm just gonna go into that lighter mixture that I made, and we're just gonna kind of let that, whatever falls off the brush is what's meant to be there. All right, so I'm gonna take the fan brush and I'm gonna go into some yellow and white, preferably a little bit more white. And we're just gonna make a little like a little water line. I use my knife usually for this, but I figured let's just try something different. Pick that back up. Okay. I'm just kind of giving a little bit of you know, indications that this could be some water. Let's take the big brush and we're gonna just blend that out. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm gonna clean this fan brush and we are going to just add a few evergreens. up in here a little bit, just to, I don't know, give a little bit more dimension. So I'm just going to pick up the green and maybe a little hint of black in there just to deepen the green. And let's see, we'll put one here. Lock that down. Get some more. I really want to load my brush up. And let's see. I'm going to put one here. And get some more green. Let's give this guy a little friend that lives right here. And let's see, do one here. Paint. And then we'll go back through and we'll highlight these. And I'm just using the corner of the brush and I'm just tapping up. I'm going to put one here. And we'll put a little baby one right in here. All right. Let me take my smaller fan brush and we're just going to go into some yellow. And if this doesn't stick, I will add some paint thinner to this. But let's see if it will stick. And it did. Wipe it off, pick up some more yellow. Okay. So you can use a black canvas and still get a daylight painting out of it. It doesn't have to be, I prefer the night ones, but I'm actually liking this one. It's not what I had in my head when I started, but you just kind of go with what's falling off your brush at the time. And this little dude, he wouldn't be quite as bright because he'd be hidden. And yeah. Now is where you can shape your kind of ground underneath the trees. You can set some of those back. You can make like little coves. Just by moving that paint around. Okay. Let me see. I think I'm gonna put something right here. I do want to darken this corner up though a little bit more. Yeah, that looks better. Definitely needed more of a shadow there. All right, let's take some white and yellow on this dirty brush that I just put the highlights on the trees. And we're gonna make an even brighter yellow if we can. And we're just going to add some highlights to this grassy. And let's see, maybe we can put a little bit of grassy somethings here in the in between this landmass. And let's take the brush that we had the black on it, and I'm just running it through the yellow. so we can kind of get a little bit of muted. I'm going to thin it down too, just a bit. Okay. Let's take some of that yellow. Actually, let me take I'm going to use this half round brush, and we're going to, and I'm just loading that one corner. A little bit more green. All right, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna put another evergreen right here. And I'll pick up some yellows. And that one just kind of like disappears in there. Let's see. I'm gonna add a little bit more darkness back in here. And then we can put the yellow back on this tree and on this tree and set that in there a little ways. I'm just going to pull some of that dark through here again. And that way it looks like there's like little mounds. I wasn't liking all of those little things up in there, so. All right. I think, let's see. Let's just do, we'll do a little bush down in here. So I'll go with that dark color. Right in there. And then we're gonna go back to our yellow brush. And I'm gonna load that the same way. And I'm just picking up whatever I have left for greens, yellows over here in the corner. Yeah. And I know I have another little liner brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit of paint thinner. All right, and then I'll just go back and add just a little something over the sticks to kind of, you know, set them back in. Okay, I think that is going to finish this little painting. we'll just rub those out. All right. I'm just going to add a little bit of green onto that just to deepen that. All right. So we are going to call this one done. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm just going to use this brush up here. I'm not liking, I'm going to use just the yellow. I don't want a green sky. Yeah, that looks better. All right, so let me clean this liner brush, and I'm going to get, what color am I going to sign this in? Let's do green. Oh, that is really not showing up. So I'm going to go in with some yellow. There we go. Yeah. And that concludes our painting. So again, Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. So let me just kind of hold this up and show you. That is what we have got for today. This one will take probably 3 to 4 days to dry. I am going to list it on my website. So by the time this comes out, it will be on my website. It just won't ship for until probably after the new year. So just so that you're aware, but yeah, this is it. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I really appreciate you. I love you all, and have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye-bye, guys.